Tech Snippets Today with Joseph Raczynski.
Sebastien, thank you so much for joining me here today at Token 2049 in Singapore.
Exciting, right? Pleasure to be here today.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, it's an amazing, I don't know if you've had the chance. I know it's crazy to get from the entrance back here, but it is the largest conference I've ever seen in my life. 25,000 people are here.
Absolutely. It's quite a walk. And that's also why we chose Token 2049 in Singapore for our big announcement that we just did yesterday.
Yeah, tell me about this.
Sure,
yeah.
We'll get a chance to talk. You want me to jump straight in?
Yeah, let's launch into
All right,
it.
let's jump straight in. So you've been familiar already with Sandbox, right? Like our mission has been always to empower anyone to become a creator. We started back in the day on mobile in 2011, just with a 2D game where people could share pixelated creation. 2017, we moved with a 3D blockchain-based version, empowering people to make games with a no-code game maker. And in 2020, we launched our own token. We've proven that we were resilient during even the so-called Metaverse death. And today, Sandbox has grown to over 8 million users, with many of them came to Web3 for the first time, 400 major brands partnership in culture, entertainment, gaming, sports, many celebrities, 6 alpha season, and over 500,000 token holders, mostly Sand token, land, avatar. And so we're leveraging the Sandbox ecosystem, and we're starting a new chapter because we've seen that even if creating games, creating content is more accessible than ever with technology, blockchain, AI, and so on, it's still very challenging for content creator. We've seen that firsthand with Sandbox, but I think any content creator, podcasters, streamers, influencers, anyone that turns creativity into value is facing those challenges of and building a community, growing a community, engaging their audience, driving retention, and now afterwards driving monetization. How can you be a content creator and keep being one, basically? And so the Sand chain that we announced yesterday is our own layer 2 blockchain on Ethereum in partnership with ZK Sync and Caldera. So we can essentially provide the financial backbone of a cultural economy that's built and backed by the creators and their community, where they own, participate, and thrive together. And so some of the few innovation that Sandchain brings, essentially, it's our dual point system. Creators have their own points, creator points, that are on-chain, meaning they can be exchanged, traded, swapped, monetized as well. And they will be able to introduce quest and mission to engage their audience, to drive them to watch more content, follow them, share their content on other places. A lot of Web 2, Web 3, and even IRL action. So whenever you buy product and so on, you can assign points in rewards. Let's say you have Joey's points.
Okay.
I have my Seb points to my community. Both of them, normally in the Web 2 world, they are not exchangeable, they can be expirable and so on. Now, we can give those points to reward the participation of our community. We can define different benefits if there's different tiers of loyalty. If I have 2 fans, how do I measure who is the most engaged? Is it the one that watched the most video? Is it the one that don't watch my video but bought my t-shirt or some product? The one I met physically at some conference? Very few creators have leveraged that. So we bring loyalty program with Web3 behind to any content creator, even individuals, small one. And then we also enable Sandpoint, who reward for the participation on the network, the blockchain, creating a wallet, signing, having NFTs. So if you've been a Sand holder, landowner, avatar owner, or played in Sandbox, you will get Sandpoint. You can swap Sebpoint, Joypoint for Sandpoint as well, and Sandpoint for Sand token. And the third innovation is creator token. So having the possibility for any content creator to launch their own token, and then be able to monetize their audience, and even further along the way have access to new ways of funding. Let me talk a bit more about that. The creator economy is roughly a $250 billion economy. It's massive, but it's not Web3 at all. Okay. If I tell you that a content creator publishing video make, let's say, $1,000 revenue in advertising, it would take them 30, 60 days, sometimes 90 days to collect their payment from platforms like YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, etc. It's a long time. Yeah. It's a long time. You cannot use money to actually grow your production, hire a team maybe, travel, logistic, anything you want to grow like your content and your channels. So we think like bringing blockchain, we can advance payment in crypto, will introduce Creator Vault and Patron Vault that allows the fan and community to stake tokens, to use those tokens to advance funding to their favorite creators. And in return, it's not a donation. It's not like Patreon and the 2.0 system. It's Patreon, the Web3 version of Patreon, where basically you don't lose the token you stake. Plus you get a yield. So as your creator grows, you earn points, you earn yield based on like the fees that we collect by the participation in the network. That's exciting. The other thing that we bring and we thought about to keep helping the creators is like many Web3 project, blockchain platform, they have a great value offering, but they're asking the creator to move to those new platforms, to start over, bring their audience again, or build a new audience, build content different by platform. This is very much a hassle, very time consuming, risk-taking. Many content creators don't really want to take that risk. So we thought, look, we need to provide solution that works right on the channels and platform where the content creator and their audience are. We don't want them to start over. So offering ways for them to engage where like they are on YouTube, on Discord, on TikTok, even on Roblox, on Sandbox, giving links, giving QR code, giving APIs to detect the action from their audience, give them points. Although with Sequence as a partner, we have a very simple, secure wallet where you just put an email and you have your wallet, you don't even know there's blockchain involved. Points, we don't mention, they are like a crypto, they are not a cryptocurrency, they are ERC20 token with infinite supply per se. But when we will try to demystify blockchain so they can really engage and benefit from it. And for the most advanced creator, we'll also introduce them to like Launchpad, DEXs, loans on chain, and a more sophisticated product. But the idea of Sunchain is also it's creator driven. We are building the creator nation together, and we also want like the creators to build solution for creators. So like that's why it's a permissionless chain. It starts a testnet since today actually. Oh, wow. The website is live, sunchain.com. You can go there, sign the manifesto to prove you adhere to the vision of like the creator nation. And progressively we'll release like builder kits, wallet and documentation, testnet and mainnet in Q1 2026. And we're excited because I think there could be no better time to start than right now to provide better solution to keep empowering our creators.
You don't sound excited enough.
What? I'm saving my voice because I have a lot of
course,
interviews.
I'm kidding. No, so I mean, I've been in the industry for a long time. So part of the journey from early days all the way through to 2021 was watching you guys sort of birth. Like, I mean, I know you've been around for before that, but 2021 was sort of the big year, 2020, where people really started getting the metaverses and things like that. So is this a shift in a different direction or just an expansion of the direction for where you all are going?
I see it more as like an expansion of where we're going. You know, what Sandbox stands for is empowering people to become creators and providing them ways to actually make a living and be sustainable into the content creator and the creator economy. So we started with making games on smartphone. By then it was very innovative. Then we were one of the pioneers in blockchain NFTs, using the technology ownership provided ways to monetize, but also certain limitation as well. And now what we saw as well is like the Sandbox is a brand by itself that is strong, that's recognized by people, even if they are not playing, if they are not creating in Sandbox. People maybe have land, maybe have Sand. Sand is a top 100 cryptocurrency still of today, because we've built and we've proven the platform, the brand partnership, the land sales.
Snoop Dogg still on.
Snoop Dogg, yeah, like Gucci, Warner Music, Ubisoft. We just launched an alpha season 6 featuring Cirque du Soleil, Peaky Blinders, Terminator, Black Mirror, Steve Aoki, Jurassic World is coming back. Exciting brands, right? Yeah. Who else has brought all those brands? And not just names. Experiences you can play, avatars you can use as your identity, collectibles you can upgrade to earn more reward in the battle pass, and so on. All of that matters. And this is an expansion of Sandbox as well, because of course it leverages Sandbox ecosystem, but it doesn't restrict only to virtual world gaming anymore. It expands the whole Sandbox to all content creators. And how it does that as well is through the Sand token. Sand is a token that now is going to become like a universal payment currency. It's going to be widely accepted by thousands of apps and services built on Sand chain. But we want it to be accepted as well by other games, meaning it can carry distribution. It's listed globally on 80 exchanges, including in US, in Korea, in Japan, Hong Kong, in Europe. It's going to become the token for gas fees on the chain, so it gains more utility. Every single transaction will use Sand. It's also the token that ensures liquidity and like for all the pairs. So if you launch your own points or your own token, you will swap it with Sand to have access to like all those exchanges behind. And it will also unlock yield. Staking Sand on Sand chain will come back, and there will be yields coming from like splitting fee from the sequencer and the participation in the network.
So one of the things that I grapple with personally when I speak to people about crypto, NFTs, blockchain, the tokenization of all assets, all of these things, is they get hung up on NFT. Have you all moved away from that as a concept or as an idea? It's clearly part of the ecosystem, but is there new branding like RWA that they're using now, real world assets for things, to help people better understand that it wasn't just this blip in time and it's gone back down, but that it's a technology that can be utilized for all sorts of things, especially in the gaming industry, for utilization of I own something, I own a digital t-shirt, shoes, whatever the case is, and I can move it maybe from one metaverse to another, or as you've just described, you can build things, create new ecosystems. Is it a point in time where we need to adjust that NFT vernacular, that the terminology, such that people, because when I talk to normies, people that are outside the industry, as soon as they hear the word NFT, or they basically shrug their shoulders. So does that make sense?
It does make sense. I think like on the narrative and like the common sense language, people have started to use digital asset or just like content, and then they don't differentiate anymore. But I do see a logical progression of where we are going. Like Sandbox, we have NFTs like lands, avatars. Avatars are your identity. The notion of the metaverse we always shared is like it's your digital identity moving along those different experiences, as well as all the content you own or you created or you earned, and building and your reputation, like the history of everything you played and action. Sandchain provides a way to track that reputation through all the quests and missions you complete with your favorite, as you interact with your favorite creators. And that reputation, that participation turns into reputation and turns later on into loyalty to reward the engagement. And that's one of the core principles. Loyalty has value on Sandchain. Very few people want or think that every interaction should be somehow like rewarded. We still do think that. And if you look at the history of like how blockchain has progressed, you had like DeFi, and then you had like blockchain gaming with NFTs, and then you had play to earn, and then you had a bit of like meme coins, and then now we have like creator tokens. Every year, that's kind of like the big narrative, right? And it's just like, it was very experimental. It grew massively in attention, but also in like adoption and use cases. Like what NFT standed for before, it's kind of the same for me, like what meme coin and creator token can stand for, like culture, participation. But by then, NFT were never really meant to be so largely distributed. Like the ERC 721 was before to like one unique collector, and then the ERC 1155, which we co-created with Sandbox and other actors in the space, started to introduce a notion of scarcity with multiple copies. And then came the 10,000 collection, but that's not enough, 10,000. We realized that so more liquidity comes with tokens. Tokens can be traded as currency, and there is a lot of complementarity and a logical evolution toward that. Now, the currency of attention and culture, they are tokens. That doesn't mean that you cannot have like single NFTs that represent other elements that you own. I think it's just the combination of all that makes it a better time. Now a better time because we've compounded the knowledge, maybe the mistakes. We've seen also some of the flaws of like what creators tokens and specifically Launchpad have shown. We've seen some flaws with NFTs. Not all the NFTs projects have survived, unfortunately. We know why, we know what lacked. We know why Sandbox is still there as well, and so on, and we leverage and compound that knowledge.
No, fantastic answer, and I appreciate that. One of the things that's sort of bleeding edge right now that you may or may not have seen because it's only happened within the last few weeks are NFT strategies. You familiar?
Of course, punk strategy. Punk strategy is an exciting one and makes sense. We'll have some, obviously. Understanding like punk stand for like the evergreen, collectible, somehow art NFT as well. I know like the team has been pushing a lot toward that direction. Yes. Very active and engaged community. They maintain a floor. We're starting to see for other popular NFT collection, Meebits and so on strategy. It would make sense to make a land strategy. I think like we should think about that.
Yeah, I think maybe one of your competitors has started that. I'm not sure. I think I saw something recently. But I think it's wild to think about. It's basically people are buying tokens to put money into a pool, and then people are then able to buy the smart contracts are buying the lowest
floor
NFT,
price.
The floor of
sometimes they use transaction fee as well to compound.
Wrap it in.
It's I think it's an interesting strategy, but it needs to come as well in combination with a real product usage. Because if not, like you're just starting to accumulate a larger portion of the market. But if you're a single buyer,
right,
there's no good exit at the end for anybody.
No, it's a very good point. Okay. One of the last things I'm curious about is what you feel is the impact of AI over the last several years in this space. I mean, it's the creation of virtual worlds. I mean, Google has something called Genie 3 or something like that. Yeah. And it's immediately you're creating these virtual worlds in a second. And I know there's organizations that have spent hundreds of millions of dollars building ecosystems with developers that have done incredible design work, and users are building those things. So you have all these things coming together. But now if you have something that's dynamically being created with certainly some prompts that are, say, I want it to look like this, feel like that, whatever the case is, what kind of impact does that have on virtual worlds in the metaverse?
Well, coincidentally, Robbie Young, the CEO of the Sandbox, just published today a note about like Sandbox 3.0. And Sandbox 3.0 will give like a much larger place toward like AI and world generation with AI. So one of the areas that we've been quite excited, I think I mentioned a few times, is vibe coding. Yeah. Vibe coding could bring back the excitement that we had when we first launched Sandbox, the blockchain version in 2017 with no code. No code was like drag and drop, and like you don't need to learn code to make logic. And it's very experimental in nature, so you like to play by trial and error, what kind of game and experience you can do. Vibe coding takes it to another level where you just put prompts of like the idea you have. It's much faster. It generates for you first game. You see the code being written, so you can learn code as well at the same time. It leverages content and assets that could be already existing in Sandbox ecosystem. We have hundreds of thousands of voxel-made assets built by creators. Some of them are free and used by those tools. And with vibe coding, you can also enhance the game co-built with the AI, add your own code eventually. So we'll be introducing a number of like innovation and tools, new creation tools that leverage or partnership with vibe coding tools to enable world building with AI. And it's refreshing because like reminds me the early day of like casual mobile game or flash game. You're probably old enough to have seen that. Yeah. It was very much, it was not too KPI driven by then. Right. It was just like pure core fun. Mind-blowing idea. By mind-blowing, I say like, who would have thought to create a game where you click on the cow and that's just the gameplay, or a game where there's this character falling with physics and it's just fun to see him rebound everywhere. The creativity is back in the hand of creators. That's why I'm excited also.
So it is absolutely a wild time, and it's amazing to hear that you guys are embracing these technologies that are sort of cutting edge. I mean, vibe coding's been around for the last, I guess, 6 to 9 months, but it's something that people are becoming more and more accustomed to leveraging and using these tools. So easy across the board, no matter what you're doing, what you're building, but especially within the gaming industry. I know I've had a lot of friends who built specifically games, have taken 5 years to do so. They have developers or designers all over the world. And the iteration process used to be like, oh, here's the 5 different types of this king's head, and then you would take a look at it, and you'd like go back and forth and paying by the hour, all these things, and now
yeah,
it's
a little bit like the movie animation industry. You have to draw every frame, and then with 2D animation tool and 3D animation tool, actually those flows make you don't need to remake the model. They're already rigged from T-bone, and then you create skeletons, nodes, and you can use it for, and now it's even better. And if you follow what the Epic Unreal vision is, like one modeling, multimedia or transmedia, movies, game, mobile games, the same model can be implemented. And that may be also one way to approach the metaverse, like games that are built leveraging those assets that serve multiple media and purposes.
So we'll conclude on this. I personally think that in the next several years, we're going to start to see universal basic income everywhere, right? And I think you all are in the perfect spot, because one of the spots where people will have to be driven towards in terms of their extra time in life is developing is immersive games, playing in those games, interacting with people over the world. This is a massive area. So thank you so much for taking the time to join me today, Sebastien.
It's a pleasure.
All
it's
right.
a start of something very new, very fresh, very exciting. Can't wait to build that with the community. Sign the manifesto if you're excited as well, and let's build this together.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Tech Snippets Today with Joseph Raczynski.